I'm here at the China Meadows trailhead, and I'm getting ready to start a 3-night backpacking trip out to Red Castle. I'm really excited to do this trail. It's gonna be really beautiful. Elevation gain is not too bad. It's pretty gradual, spread out over 10.5 miles. This trail is about 2.5 hours away from Salt Lake City. I left the house at about 6 o'clock, and it's 9 now. I've got a lot of miles to make today, so I'm gonna get going. So far it's been really nice. It's gorgeous out here. It's much more remote than my last hike, which is just right outside of Salt Lake City. This is just trees and forest for miles and miles and miles. As far as the eye can see, it's just forest. I'm at the footbridge. I think that means I've gone about a mile. It's really pretty. We should be following a stream pretty much the whole way, so I didn't bring a whole lot of water just to try to save on weight. These free-range cattle, there was one on the trail, and it totally freaked me out a little bit. I was looking at the ground, and all of a sudden I heard murr. I'm like, oh god, there's a cow on the trail. It's really big, but they must be pretty used to people because they don't care. So hoping to find a good stopping point to get lunch. It's about 11:30-ish right now. I'm not sure exactly how far I've made it. Something between 2 and 3 miles, I would guess. I think I'm about 6 miles in. So maybe about 3/4 of the way. The trail has been great. It's been really easy, but I've just been having a tough time with my prosthetic and my leg. I've just been feeling really sore on the end of my femur and just getting a lot of chafing and stuff around the top edge of my socket. I'm not really sure why. I wasn't having this much trouble when I went to Red Pine. Except on the way down. On the way down, yeah, my femur was getting really sore. But other than that, I wasn't really having any problems. So I've had to stop a bunch of times and do a little leg maintenance just to help with, keeping things from getting any worse. Pretty much, as when you're hiking as an amputee, if you're experiencing any kind of pain, discomfort or rubbing or anything, you really have to stop and take care of it immediately, or it's only going to get worse. There's some things that like feeling a little sore, kind of like how the bottom of your feet feel when you've been walking for a while. The end of my leg starts to feel like that. That's one thing, and that will feel better with rest. But there's other things, that could cause blisters and skin breakdown and stuff like that, where you have to, as soon as you notice it, you have to immediately stop and take care of it. Otherwise it's going to get worse, and it's not going to feel better in the morning. Nothing's worse than getting a blister or, rubbing your skin raw and then having to hike the whole way out like that. So it's been, a bit of a challenging hike just for those reasons. But I've been making pretty good time. It's about 2 o'clock now, and like I said, I'm 6 miles or a little over 6, so not too bad. But I think this might be the first look at Red Castle. I just hit the second footbridge, and I think that puts me at a little under 2 miles to the lower lake. So pretty stoked. Right, not too long after this, about a half mile from this, is switchbacks, and then I'll be up above that ridge line, and we'll be pretty much smooth sailing to the lake. So the switchbacks weren't bad at all. I think we only gained about 200 feet or so. So not bad. I think we've got about a mile now to the lower lake. Oh wow. Check this out. There it is. Red Castle. That's awesome. Made it to the lower Red Castle Lake, but I'm not seeing any kind of trail or anything going down to it. So I'm not sure, I guess, how to get to it. I mean, I could go traipsing through the underbrush, but I don't really want to. And I vaguely feel like I read something that said that there's not really any camping at the lake, but there is in like the meadow that's between the two lakes. I'm not really sure, but I think I'm gonna head on a little bit just to see, I guess, what I can find. Check this out. I'm right here next to Red Castle, still looking for a place to crash. Hopefully I find something soon. I'm getting pretty tired. But I just wanted to share this amazing view with all of you guys. I found myself a nice camp spot that already had a bunch of wood stacked up, and decided it was a good spot to crash, and ate dinner, strung up my bear bag, and I guess I'm down for the night. The temperatures dropped pretty drastically. I checked a minute ago, and the temps have dipped below 40. So it's going to be a chilly night, but I should be good. I've got my puffy, and my sleeping bag is rated for 20 degrees. So that should be good. Hey guys, so it's day 2, and I'm heading up to the upper lakes. My night was pretty eventful. I think it dropped into the 20s, and I'm pretty sure I was visited by deer a few times. They kept waking me up. So I slept in a little bit. I think it's about 11, and I'm gonna head up and see what these lakes look like. This is awesome. Wow. This is really cool. This is Red Castle Lake. It's huge, and this is more of what I was expecting. And then Upper Red Castle Lake is up there, which I don't know how anybody's going to get over there. You have to scramble across those rocks, and I don't know. There's a sheep, or maybe it's a female mountain goat. Yeah, that is definitely a sheep. I wonder what it's doing all the way up here. I don't think I'm going to walk any further than this. We go through this whole boulder field. It's pretty slow going, and I was watching some people continuing around the lake, and it's just endless boulders, and you have to go up really high to get around this cliff, and just not really feeling it. I think this is just fine. Oh. Let's see here, switch feet. Oh man, that's ice cold, ice cold. So it's evening now. Not sure what time it is, but the sun's going down, and I ended up fishing. I made some friends, and I ended up doing some fishing up at the upper lake. I pretty much did that all day. I didn't catch anything, but they caught about 4 trout. So I decided that I was going to move my camp down to the lower lake, so that'll give me fewer miles. I think I'm back about a mile from where I was camping. So this will be nice, a little less miles on my way out. Hey guys, it's the morning of day 3 and I'm heading out. It's about 9 o'clock and I think it's about 55 degrees or so. So it's pretty nice. I'm not really looking forward to the long hike out of here, but I'm really glad that I came out because this was really awesome. And Red Castle is beautiful and it's been on my list for a while, and I'm glad that I finally came out and did it. It was definitely awesome, and I ended up hanging out with another group a lot of the time. So I really wasn't alone, except for that first night. So that was really nice. So overall, it's been a really awesome trip, and I'm really glad I came. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get much more backpacking done the rest of this year. It's starting to get pretty cool, and I was told it's supposed to snow up here Monday and Tuesday. So I think High Uinta trips are out for the rest of the, till next year. But next month I'm supposed to be going to Zion with a friend, so I'll probably get some good footage of that because there's some really awesome stuff out there. So, alright, I'm gonna hurry up and try to get out of here before it gets too late. Well, I'm back at the bridge. So that means I've gone about 1.5 miles, and it's been about an hour. So, looking good so far, not bad. Alright, so I came to the first trail junction. I think that I'm about halfway, so that means I've only got about 4.5 miles to go. Sweet, I'm at the second footbridge. That means I'm only about a mile and a half from the trailhead, which, based on the time, means that I'm making better time than I thought. So that's awesome. If I could be at the end, at the trailhead, within an hour, which would put me at finishing about an hour ahead of schedule, which is awesome. So fortunately, my leg and stuff really hasn't been too bad on the way out. It was pretty rough on the way in, but it hasn't been too bad. Had to stop a couple of times to do leg maintenance kind of stuff. But right now I'm really not feeling too bad. The end of my femur is a little sore, but I don't really expect anything different after I've walked, nearly 8 miles. So, awesome. I'm glad I'm almost done. Hey guys, so I've made it back to the trailhead. It's about 3 o'clock, and I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of myself. I had given myself, a maximum of 4 days to do this trip, because I wasn't positive that I was gonna make it all the way to Red Castle in 1 day. So I gave myself an extra day in case I had to split it up, but I made it there and back in 1 day, and I'm really proud of myself. Like I don't think I've hiked this many miles in maybe 6 years. I don't know. I'd have to ask my dad how many miles we did when we backpacked Roan Mountain, but it was probably similar, if not maybe just a little bit less. But regardless, I haven't hiked this far in 6 years at least. So I'm really proud of myself that I got out there and I did really awesomely, and I had a really good time, even by myself. And I'm really glad that I came out here and I did this, and I feel like I really kind of proved something to myself, and I feel like I came out of this trip with a lot more confidence in my abilities than I had coming in.